Welcome everyone to this July 17th edition of What's Happening in Crypto with the Crypto Lark, broadcasting to you from New Zealand and bringing you all of the latest from the crypto world and beyond. Today's top stories: bullish news from Coinbase, BlackRock looking to get into crypto, and Bitcoin is to blame for Russia's election meddling in the United States. Bitcoin, $6,716, up 5.37% in the last 24 hours. We've had a raft of bullish news coming through. Bullish news like this: a couple of days ago, Coinbase announcing they are exploring adding Cardano, Basic Attention Token, Stellar Lumens, Zcash, and 0x. Very exciting for all those coins to potentially be added to Coinbase for fiat pairings. And this is what the Ripple offices looked like in reaction to that. Oh, the salt. Oh, the salt. Although, that being said, a much more recent announcement, Coinbase says it has the green light to list coins deemed as securities. Part of the reason why XRP was probably not on that initial list of 5 coins is that there is a conversation going on whether or not XRP is indeed a security. And if it is a security, that's problematic. But with this, Coinbase may indeed be able to list XRP as well as a host of other digital currencies. Coinbase got the green light from US watchdogs to move forward with a trio of acquisitions that will allow it to become one of the first federally regulated venues for trading digital coins deemed to be securities. That is massive news for Coinbase and great news for the cryptocurrency markets overall. Hedge fund billionaire Stephen Cohen is getting into crypto. Now, he has invested with Ariana Simpson's Autonomous Partners venture capital fund, but that is a really great move to see people like this really giving it a nod, saying, I'm in. I want to get into the crypto thing. Peter Thiel and Jihan Wu both investing in Block One, because apparently Block One needed some more money after raising $4 billion. But hey, keeping it real, I'm not surprised that we are seeing more investments going into Block One, and I'm sure that we will see more investments moving there in the future. News that has got everyone excited: BlackRock, the world's largest ETF manager, is looking to get into Bitcoin. Bitcoin went up quite a bit just on the news that this may indeed be happening. This would be a massive nod to Bitcoin, saying we're serious about it. We want to get this going. We want the ETF. And of course, you have to realize, though, that the ETF does carry some baggage with it. When we invite institutional money in, they are going to bring all of their institutional tricks along with them. In response to this news, the CEO of BlackRock had this to say.
Had a cryptocurrency capability?
No. I mean, we're looking at it.
So he came out and said, no, we're not really looking to buy cryptocurrency. We don't really see a big demand for it. I honestly feel like they are planning it, but they don't really want to say very much about it yet, or they might feel a bit legally hand-tied about saying a lot about it yet. But this has been a lot of bullish news. Add on to that BitPay has received their Bit license from the New York Department of Financial Services. And I feel like it's definitely getting that situation where we're looking towards the markets pumping. Everything seems to be lining up.
Bumpy.
It certainly is a good time to be a cryptocurrency hodler, without a doubt, even though we have been through some rough times, and there will be more rough times ahead, and we are far from being out of the woods, without a doubt, but I am always encouraged to see such a great raft of bullish news. On to Russia. Russian spies used Bitcoin to hack the US 2016 election, says the Department of Justice. Russian intelligence agents used Bitcoin to pay for crucial elements of a campaign to sway the 2016 election. According to a federal indictment released today, they allegedly laundered more than $95,000 in total through Bitcoin. $95,000! That's not a lot of money at all, is it? I know it's a lot of money for a lot of people when you're talking about a government that has billions and an election where billions in advertising were spent. $95,000 is a drop in the... Why would you even mention this? Blame it on Bitcoin. Once again, we see that coming through. Anything possible to slander Russia and anything possible to slander Bitcoin. Of course, the Trump-Putin meeting has been happening, and a lot of negative reaction has come out of that. The House Speaker Paul Ryan saying the president must appreciate that Russia is not our ally. There is no moral equivalence between the United States and Russia, which remains hostile to our most basic values and ideals. The United States must be focused on holding accountable and putting an end to its vile attacks on democracy. Great, great. Well said, Paul Ryan. I'm sure that was exactly what they did to Benjamin Netanyahu when he meddled in the 2012 elections. And I'm sure, of course, that America wouldn't be getting caught in a situation of the pot calling the kettle black, where they themselves have been funding, for example, the National Endowment for Democracy over in Russia, $6.8 million in 2016. It's not Bitcoin's fault. It is not. The fact that they mention Bitcoin is such a joke. You know whose fault it is? It's the fault of the CIA. It's the fault of the Russian intelligence services. It's all these guys. They're playing a bullshit political game to come in and say, ooh, but Bitcoin though. Come on, guys. That's ridiculous. And how much did it cost to overthrow American democracy? Apparently $1.25 million a month of Facebook ads was all it took to overthrow American democracy. That's cheap. That is cheap. I'm surprised at how cheap it was to... Obviously, I don't think that this was actually the case, but if it really was the case, if it only cost $1.25 million in Facebook ads a month to overthrow the American elections, that's a pretty weak democratic process. But I have a theory here. If we can all put an Ethereum or two in, and we can get somebody who is going to pump the cryptocurrency markets in the next election. Now, who could we put up for election?
Bumpy.
On to a lighter-hearted story. Major League Baseball is going crypto baseball. Wait, what? Yeah, actually, this is going to be a situation of the Major League Baseball issuing out digital tokens representing baseball players, basically baseball cards on the blockchain. This makes a great example for why something like the Ecomi wallet, when it comes out, is going to be really popular, because you'll be able to see a digital hologram of your little baseball player, for those who are into baseball, of course. But that is massive. That could actually bring a lot of people into crypto. Their first cryptocurrency experience may actually be owning a crypto baseball card. Cool. The United States ranks as the most favorable country for ICOs according to a recent report. Wow, that's really great. We know that San Francisco has been a real hotbed of ICO innovation and of blockchain innovation. So many big companies are based out there, so I'm not surprised to see this. Of course, the great irony here is that when American investors ask to get into an ICO, this is the response from the SEC.
No.
And finally, I wanted to share this piece of awesome art with you guys. This has been sent through by Crypto Numbnuts. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this. This is absolutely awesome. This is, of course, the new Crypto Lark intro with the Hermit from the Led Zeppelin album over there on the side. Absolutely awesome piece of artwork, my friends, so well done for putting that together. And a final reminder for everyone, if you want to be in to win some limited edition Crypto Lark t-shirts, get over to Twitter and hit the retweet button. There'll be a link down below. Thanks so much for watching today's episode. Let me know what you think about any of today's news stories in the comment section down below. Thumbs up the video, share these videos around the internet to help our community grow. Join the conversation over on Twitter. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.